There we go again. It is time for joinDOTA League. Yes, we jumped off the Gigabyte train. Heflatv 2 will bring that to you. Here you are on Heflatv 1 and we bring to you joinDOTA League European Division 2 Uebelst Gaming versus Infused. So this is a team from the United Kingdoms, British team versus a German team. And yes, I am absolutely unbiased even though I'm born in Germany. But I think they have similar performance even though Infused has quite a nice streak so far. And let's see how Uebelst is doing against them. Kylie is with me. My name is Heflatv. We are here on Heflatv. Let's hop into the draft.
Yep, and yeah, Infused is pretty much the only UK Dota team that's, I think, really has any chance of making an impact at all in the general scene. They tend to win most of the lands over there in the UK, so really interested to see what they bring to the table. I haven't seen a whole lot of them other than one or two of their players occasionally playing on Period Flax's stream, and they do pretty good, but they're also playing with P-Flax, so it's like 3,000 MMR because he's terror bad. But in any case, like they had a pretty rough start to the league so far. A couple of 0-2 matches up against Makare and Tenebris, who are really good apparently. They're 10-2 in that, but recently 2-0, 2-0, and 1-1. So they've come back and shown some good games. So I'm really interested to see what they can bring to the table today.
Yep, absolutely. The first ban rotation is already on the way. They're about to make the first pick, and it's gonna be Invoker. Well, the ban so far, not quite a surprise. Actually, the Mirana getting there early in, that's, well, sometimes we see her in like the second ban rotation or being picked up, and on Uebelst Gaming maybe the IO is not the most regular one, but both are, yeah, pretty much heroes that teams just prefer depending on their playstyle. And on the other side, Train Protector and Brewmaster. I see so many Brewmasters. Yeah,
there have been a ton. It's just as far as like just creating space for a carry to farm, this hero just you can take towers behind him, just popping his ultimate and forcing heroes to run away. It just kind of ruins a team fight for a while, especially level 6 is like alright, but once you get like level 11 and past that, his team fight gets absolutely ridiculous. Aghanim Scepter as well, helping out there as well. But interesting that they banned the Mirana instead of Invoker. I would say the Invoker generally has more value, but depends. I mean, Mirana is a bit more versatile, I think, in that you can kind of lane her anywhere. Invoker, you almost want to always go him mid. Sometimes safe lane, carry or solo, but typically a bit more static. But I don't know. Mirana's, a lot of people just love running Mirana these days, so it's not really that uncommon to see it banned.
Yeah, the fact about Mirana is, I don't know, she's one of the most picked heroes at the moment, or most picked, most banned rather, and I don't know, like, I hate to have a Mirana when she has a nice synergy, and banning the Mirana that leaves, for example, like the Shadow Demon in the pool, which you don't have to necessarily ban out, so you have, I don't know, space to ban something else. Or you could also go the other way around. Some people just, you know, they let the Mirana happen as a first pick or second pick, and then they ban out Bane and Shadow Demon. But then again, in 6.81 there's another, I don't know, a lot of heroes on the verge, like for example Brewmaster, so the priorities at the moment are shifting. That's why you see so many different drafts nowadays, even in the pro scene. I mean, in the tier 1 pro scene. I mean, these players are also semi-professional, of course, but well, I actually like it. Every patch is bringing like fresh air into the entire muff, pretty much, of the old meta. I mean, 6.8 and 6.81, when it popped up, and by the way, that's the funny part, like, here on Heflatv, we've been the first casters of Dota, like completely. We have casted the first game because we casted an American game somewhere in the night. It was like 1 AM, the game 1, and at like 2 or 3 AM, the patch came, 6.81, and it was Sna versus some South American team, and we were like the first ever casted game on 6.81. It was so funny, because, I mean, I've read it before. I was preparing, of course, as a caster. I'm doing my duty, you know, I'm preparing myself for the new patch and everything, but then suddenly there was this awkward pause, and they had to download everything, so we had like 1.5 hour break, and suddenly you stand there as a caster, and you have no idea what the teams are going for, and you have to read up all the patch notes, and you have to make sure you knew everything beforehand and stuff. Oh, that was so funny.
Yep. And, well, yeah, the Brewmaster, just one of those heroes. I mean, he's been working his way towards this, like, first 2-pick status, and I think he pretty much is there now, and also we didn't really comment on the AA being picked either, but AA with Invoker is a pretty decent combination as well, so they could have a decent tri lane coming with an AA +2, and just the Brewmaster, I'm really excited to see this. It's a fun hero to watch. It might, as with all heroes, if you see them too many times, they will probably eventually get boring, but just watching the fights and Blink Collapse, it's it's an exciting hero to watch. I'm really glad to see it making its way into this first pick stage.
Yeah, but the problem is, like, I mean, it's, I think, the fifth or sixth Brewmaster I actually cast after 6.81, and plus, of course, all the games I watched, like the International, for example, where he got utilized, for example, in the Chinese games today. Tongfu picked him up, etc. So, I mean, he's a very useful hero, but like in all those games, there has been, I don't know, how can I describe this? I think he's one of those heroes where the teams say like, okay, if we have an early pickup, like an early pickup strategy, then it's all good, because I feel that he falls behind in later game. That's the biggest problem about the Brewmaster. I mean, the ultimate early is so strong. That's why getting some experience on him really fast is really nice, because with the stun and with the cyclone, everything, and plus the mini radiance burn there, you can do a lot, especially to support. But then later, I don't know, like the Prulings, they get more and more vulnerable against right clicks of the other cores, etc. And then plus he's very vulnerable to silence, and we've seen many silences coming out today. For example, I've seen two Brewmasters actually losing that game because of a puck coming with the Waning Rift, orchids getting built just for the Brewmaster, etc, etc. So bursting down the Brewmaster by magical damage is very, very easy. He is forced pretty much into a BKB, but then again, it's not the first item of his choice. So I don't know. We have to see how he's gonna do in 6.81. So far, everybody is going for different strategy, different skill build, different items, different laning, and at some point they're gonna, I don't know, crystallize the best way to play him.
And pretty much, well, this Bloodseeker pick, it seems a bit early to take a Bloodseeker, to be honest, but just against the team that they have against Brewmaster and Timbersaw, and to a lesser extent Treant, it's just not as high an impact hero to deal with, so the focus more on the Brewmaster and Timbersaw. That silence is, you can't turn that off, and against Brewmaster and Timbersaw, that's actually going to be really, really annoying to deal with. They're not heroes that you really want for their right clicks, Timbersaw specifically. Brewmaster with the crits, I mean, it's decent, but you really just want to get his ult and his spells off. So this silence, you can only silence one of these heroes, but even taking one of them out will completely remove them from the fight. So
yep, it's funny that
smart pick.
He's coming right after I talked about silences on Brewmaster and everything, and then like I couldn't even finish my sentence there, and bam, Bloodseeker is coming out. But yeah, I absolutely like it. I mean, the problem with Bloodseeker is the same. Like, he needs quite some farm till he gets online, because low armor, or relatively low armor in comparison, and a low HP pool. And the funny thing is, like, he gets still played in very different styles. Like, some go for the pop builds where you have like some sort of motion on a target in combination with the Bloodseeker ultimate. That means, like, I don't know, like deafening blast stuff, for example, or even we see force stuffs coming out, not just by the Bloodseeker himself, or like also by the supports. Then we have like the tanky build with the plate mail. Then we have the like go hardcore carry build, pretty much, with like starting with casual Yasha, for example, PT's casual Yasha, etc, etc. Then we have the speedy build with with face boots, which I think is pretty ridiculous, because in team fights he's so speedy anyway. But I'm really curious how he's gonna build that Bloodseeker.
Yep, and well, Bloodseeker here is going to start moving pretty damn fast with a couple of low HP heroes, and Infused so far have 4 heroes with no real disables other than overgrowth between them. They have a couple of slows, but against Bloodseekers, eventually massive movement speed if they do get a little bit low. Not a whole lot to stop him from running around super fast, so that's a bit of a worry for me right now.
There's also another synergy we didn't talk about. That's why I like the Bloodseeker even more, because you have 2 global presences. You have the Invoker, which sees targets that are low. May they be, for example, in the jungle or just running back. Aiming with Sunstrikes is piece of cake with that.
Yeah.
Plus, the Ancient Apparition is another second global presence, and with that you can just catch the people with the Ice Blast. It's pretty easy with us. This is why I actually like it, and to be honest, I'm still waiting for the day when we see like more of a global strategy, like Bloodseeker being in a, I don't know, support semi-carry role, or even in a full core role, plus of course another presence, like for example a Furion with maybe even a Magic Burst build like Dagon or anything, or even the Nature's Wrath would be enough to sometimes take people over there. So that's why I like it, and I'm looking forward. And we have to be, as caster, fully aware of this, because kills can happen anytime with Sunstrikes.
Yeah, pretty much. You're 100% right with that. And well, as we said, we see now the last few bans have gone out, and Uebelst, they ban out the Spectre as their last one here, and Infused do take out the Centaur Warrunner. So the one thing with Bloodseeker is it's not always you can kind of lane him anywhere, but he's not necessarily great anywhere. Is the problem? I think that's one of the biggest weaknesses with the hero. And then into the late game, he's a bit lacking as like a full like a hard carry. It's not the it's just he doesn't really have the best steroids for that. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see how effectively they use it and what period they try to like really press their advantage. And well, if he can shut down this Timber Saw, that's certainly a good start making that hero next to useless or the Brewmaster. So I'm curious to see how that works out. And if you're just looking for their carry here, trying to think what would be their best option. There's still a lot left in the pool, so they have a lot of options. Not really hard to pick one out right now.
Yeah, absolutely. What I also like we didn't talk about the synergy in Infused team here, because we have the Dream Protector with the Overgrowth, and then I'm looking at a Brewmaster who has an easy way to set up his Thunderclap. We have the Timbersaw who can work with his Chakram, and the Lich now. He came out as the 4th pick, and that, well, Overgrowth and Lich Ultimate, maybe even with Arganim Scepter, we look at infinite bounces. This is quite sick, because people are slowed by 2 sources, now by the third source with the Viper Strike, Poison Attack, etc. Plus the Overgrowth that's keeping people in place or keeping people slowed. So if there's no creep wave around, I mean, of course you try to get apart, reaction time, being slowed, etc. There will be a lot of bounces if they do it right, and this is gonna be very, very dangerous.
Yeah, Infused going for a pretty much all mid-game strategy right here. No late-game carry to speak of at all. Like, Viper can kind of get there, but not the best. Brewmaster pretty much there for his ult. Timbersaw, no right-click. So they need to win this game and pretty damn quickly. Get a lot of towers early with the Brewmaster ultis. And the last pick's going to be a Razor. And here that's pretty decent against Viper for one. And that's mostly the only real counter I see there. So, I don't know. It's an interesting pick. We've been seeing a lot more Razor
It's very
lately.
interesting, actually, yeah. I'm kind of baffled about the Razor, because I didn't
Yeah.
see it coming at all. Because I'm just thinking about what he can steal. I mean, of course, alone the laning, like, how do they lane the Razor? That's the next question, because now with Bloodseeker and Razor, I'm not quite sure. We have to look at Uebelst laning, because they could shift around, because they have a jungle element there, they have the AA and the Bloodseeker and the Razor. I have no idea what they set the priority. The problem is if the Razor is in a passive lane, or more passive lane, then the static link won't come out as a harass, and this is kind of what makes Razor so strong, even early. That's why we sometimes see Razors even mid played very successfully, because you can just static link harass your enemy. If he doesn't run away, he's gonna lose all of his damage, and if he's running away, he's gonna lose the CS and maybe even get the right click damage afterwards. So this is something they always have to decide, but this is a very interesting draft, to say the least. So let's see how it's coming. Either way, we're gonna introduce the players. Of course, here on Uebelst side we have Werner on the Bloodseeker, Ede is playing the Enchantress, Sky here on the Razor we already talked about, Roso on the Ancient Apparition, and Gasha Monster on the Invoker.
Yep. And on the side of Infused, we've got Cook up on the Lich, Elia on the Tree End, Tyrox going to be taking that Brewmaster tone on the Timbersaw, and Richie, last but not least, on the Viper. And yeah, Razor, they have there's a couple of heroes on Uebelst where it's kind of their laning is a bit suspect at times, or it's hard to know where to put them. It's like they're okay in the lane, but it's just you don't really get the best out of that lane if you put that hero there. And they have Razor and Bloodseeker, so I mean, some teams like to take Razor aggressive, but with an Enchantress, Ancient Apparition, I guess they kind of could do that with some decent creeps, but I don't know how effective that would be. But it would mean that the Bloodseeker and the Invoker both get the solo XP that they want, but at the same time, Razor also wants levels. So yeah, I'm with you 100%. I'm just really curious to see how they want to put these lanes together.
Well, the draft pretty much being finished, and now the pause pretty much being here, we have to also look into, I don't know, late game predictions. What do you say? Razor, Bloodseeker with the Invoker, of course, also having decent farm. The Enchantress at some point also dishing out a lot of damage with Impetus. The Ancient Apparition, of course, on top of it with the Ice Blast. Sooner or later with the Arcanum Scepter. Maybe here and there counted with the BKB. Maybe, for example, on the Timber. But to be honest, I see Uebelst in a stronger position when it comes to late game.
Yeah, I have to agree 100% with you. And yeah, this is, I mean, Infused, they know what they've drafted, so they're going to be like, well, we want to win this game early. And like you said earlier, talking about Brewmaster, this hero does not really extend to the late game at all. So they've pretty much just gone all in on this mid game. And if they actually get a decent start, just looking at the team fight between these two teams, I mean, they have Ice Blast, but depending on what this Invoker goes, if he wants any damage, well, I mean, obviously late game eventually you do get the exort, but if he wants damage in the mid game, I don't know. I'm trying to think. He should probably go Quaswex this game, I guess, because their team fight control is just completely non-existent, and
No,
Infused are going to want to fight
Exord.
constantly.
I want to see an Exord.
I
Just
just
for the simple reason, with Exord, you still
the
have, of course,
global. Yeah.
yeah, the global. That's what I already talked about in the draft. Plus, in Exort, you still have the cold snap you need to interrupt the Timber, for example, from chaining away, and everything else would also be fine because, like, the Brewmaster. I don't know. Against the Brewmaster, you can't really do anything as an Exort Invoker because the right clicks. Well, look at him. I mean, Drunken Brawler, Drunken Haze. These two spells, they're kind of sick, so they have to burst him down with like magical stuff. But I think they have the tools for it, and everything else, the Forge Spirits and everything. I don't know. They don't have too many sources to bring even the Forge Spirits plus Necro units down. So I think it's yeah.
I'm
It's
just concerned
Exort.
for the I'm just concerned for the team fight control if Infused gets a good start. Even not even a really good start, just a decent start because I mean they just have more natural team fight spells just because they have Brewmaster Ultimate, Chain Frost, Overgrowth, and all of Timber Saw's AoE on top of that. Whereas
Yeah.
look at Uebelst, it's a lot of single target stuff, and I don't know. I think you're definitely right that the
Yeah.
global presence is something they want, but if they get behind, this game could easily snowball out of control for them. Is the problem?
To be honest, maybe actually now that I think about it, maybe you're right. Some nice EMPs here would actually make the difference because I mean Timber is very mana reliant. That like if he gets a full out EMP before he has like a huge mana pool where he doesn't care anymore, where he can pretty much Timber chain from one end to the other of the map. But before that, then an EMP really strikes him hard. Like then he has barely mana to like use a Timber chain out. And I don't even want to talk about the pretty mana intense Chakram. If you look at Dream Protector there as well, I mean Dream Protector is coming along with a very low mana pool whatsoever. He needs a couple items to boost that. And if he uses like for example Leech Seed, maybe before already lower from Living Armor, then using the Overgrowth, which is 150 mana, 175 and 200 on the third point. EMP there and no Overgrowth, that was also quite nice. For the Brewmaster, I think that's the most crucial one. Like if you get a Brewmaster pretty low in mana and low enough that he can't use his ultimate, that would be horrible for the Brewmaster. Then
Yeah.
again, with all those spells going on, a magic stick and then into ultimate for the Brewmaster would probably be the option. So I'm not quite sure. I think both would be viable in this draft.
Yeah, it's if he does go Quaswex, he'll just force Infused to go for some more mana items than they would maybe like to do. But yeah, I mean, like Brewmaster without mana, Timbersaw without mana, pretty much next to useless. So yeah, we'll have to see how it shakes out. And I mean, Uebelst can fight it without Quaswex, but it's gonna be a lot tougher if they do that. So we'll see.
I'm just laughing at the Indonesian caster. the infused
Casual
player.
GLHFs.
The infused player is asking if there's any word on the disconnected Uebelst guy, and the Indonesian cast is like, yeah, good luck, have fun. It's like
Yes,
the best
that's all you
answer
need. Just-
ever.
He's just too manner. He has no idea. He wants to say something. He wants to be helpful. I don't know.
Yeah,
blame
no,
him too
it's pretty funny. Like there's another guy. He's also like an Indonesian caster, or I don't know where he's exactly from, or Philippines, but he's also so funny. Like he's not, to be honest, he doesn't speak two English words correctly in a row. I don't think I have ever seen him getting a proper sentence together, and he's still like trying to chat and everything. I mean, it's cool on the one hand, but like he's always like we actually had quite some trouble with him already because like some admins were asking the teams like, "Are you ready?" And then like one guy was saying ready, and then the Indonesian caster, was like, "Yeah, I'm ready." Like nobody cares if he's ready, you know. He's a caster, goddamn. Yeah, be quiet and just wait till the game starts. But then the admin accidentally started, and the other team was AFK. The drafter, especially being AFK, things like that. Like trust me, JD stories. It's just hilarious how much trouble with the Indonesian caster. And this is not generalizing Indonesians. Hell no. Like I don't want to be racist here, guys, but it's just funny. These casters are sometimes hilarious.
Yeah, definitely. And well, we're waiting on this Invoker to come back. I mean, I guess I'm still in the game, so that means there's gonna be more pauses and delays. So, whoops,
Yep.
my bad, guys. I'm the bad luck charm here, but
Yeah, it's I just was about to say it. Like we were talking about it last game that every time you join the cast, we have pauses or games don't even start. And I actually thought everything is flawless. You know, it was so good. Like they started almost in time. We had a nice draft, and like yeah, 2 seconds into the game, Kylie. We didn't make it further. Two
Uh,
seconds.
what can I say?
Yeah.
What can I say? But one day we'll have a game without a pause for 10 minutes, but it's not this day.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what's the fun part is that like the chat was actually drafting with us, and some of them actually had the predictions right. Like some guy in the chat predicted Viper there as their fifth pick, and he was absolutely right. Maybe he was cheating with Dota TV. I think with the current settings I have, Dota TV might be 10 seconds ahead or so, but then he has to be really fast with looking at Dota TV and then chatting. But
You got to be
maybe
a
it was
pretty good
just good.
cheater to pull that off. You to be pretty good at cheating. So
Yeah.
kudos to you.
No, but it's funny. Like I actually read the chat, and like I mean, we have a 2 minutes delay, so by the time we read it here, they're like still 2 minutes behind, and then later they actually made similar comments to what we have. It's always nice to compare what some viewers think, their theory crafting, their ideas on drafts, synergies, etc. And like I think we pretty much have the same assessment. Like for example, one viewer there said he's giving Uebelst the early game and Infused the mid game and Uebelst the late game again. And I think that's quite a fair assessment. I mean, I gave them late game already. I'm not quite sure about the early game. Mid game, I'm pretty sure with the Pro Master, Infused is gonna definitely get a boost. But let's see. I mean, it all comes down how the laning stage goes. So sometimes we see drafts that are supposed to have the upper hand in the mid game, but then they lose laning so bad that they're like always on the back foot, and it's like, yeah, from there it's always like an uphill battle.
Yeah, and as far as laning goes, I mean, Infuse has a really, really passive laning team, whereas Uebelst, they have an Enchantress and an AA. Both those heroes can help a lot early game in helping find some kills. You got Cold Snap and then potentially Sun Strikes, depending on which way he does decide to go with his skill build on the Invoker. So, gonna be some early game aggression potentially versus definite early game passiveness with the Lich and a Treant. Because Treant with some lineups, you can actually go aggressive with Leech Seed and be pretty obnoxious, but Lich just tends to sit back, sacrifice creeps, and stack camps, things like that. So
Yep, absolutely. I mean, when it comes to the laning, then of course the Lich is always like advantage. To be honest, when they changed the Lich the first time, and I read about like the sacrifice giving XP etc. I actually thought he's gonna get like a huge boost, but to be honest, like he was played here and there and utilized, which was all good. But then I don't know. Then he kind of fell again in the background. Now in 6.81 again buff since the frost armor is going on buildings, and I mean they go for the double wombo combo when it comes to building protection. I mean they got the only two heroes that can protect buildings in this game. They have the living armor as well as the frost armor. So the towers you're gonna hit, they will have more armor. They will absorb certain amount of damage depending on the charges of the living armor. They will heal up if you don't bring the armor down, and of course you will be slowed as in movement speed as well as in attack speed. So that's why I like it, what Infused is going for here. The only thing they have to do is they have to rotate, defend the towers, and getting those towers down. We don't have mass serpent wards, we only have pretty much enchantress rotating in maybe with 2 or 3 creeps. That would be an option, but everything else, they don't have a tower or building pushing setup. Maybe the Razor, then later with Arcanum Scepter going for buildings. I mean, his ultimate going for buildings. That's gonna be interesting. I mean, maybe we're gonna even see a Funzy build coming out with Refresher, but I pretty much doubt that. It requires a lot of farm. But that's their only tower push potential they have on Uebelst's side.
yep. It looks like there will be the aggressive tri lane. I mentioned that some teams do like to do this with the Razor, and Possum Field's a bit better of a tri-lane skill than some people really realize. It's actually a lot of damage potential if you catch it in the right spot, and that on top of Static Link, taking away a bit of that Viper's damage will help out quite a bit. And Enchantress, she gets the right creeps, can make a huge impact down here too. So we'll have to see how it shakes out against, but looks like the Lich probably will move down here at some point. So it probably defensive tri-lane eventually, but Treant and Viper, not particularly mobile heroes by any means. So we'll have to see if they can actually get some good links off and find some kills down here.
Yep, absolutely. And to be honest, like we just saw a nice aggressive ward here behind the tower, as well as here in the side lane, so they're pretty much protected against rotations whatsoever. But this ward, wait, this was actually deplinked by the Enchantress. I thought the Infused team actually saw the Enchantress there behind the tower, but no, it was not spotted out. And this, of course, means the Enchantress is gonna go aggressive in the jungle, and then we have this nice rotation, and it all comes down to what creep he's gonna find, like trolls, the troll summoner, or of course the centaur with stun and ensnare. That would be like the two you want, or of course you get the slow up already, but they don't have any tools. I doubt the ancient aberration is gonna go here for the ice vortex. Chilling touch is always the first, at least with a Razor and an Enchantress.
Yep. So yeah, they have slows galore, but we'll have to see if they can turn those into kills. Like, getting one of those creeps with a stun, like you said, or some sort of disable would certainly help out in their case. But well, Trina does see the Enchantress in the jungle, so they know what's up now for the most part. Viper. Well,
Yeah.
he's a hero that can get if he's three. He's not a really great 1v3 hero, great 1v1, but he's a bit vulnerable to more than one hero. And well, there's a first plasma field. Level 1's not that great,
Yeah.
but once it gets level 2, maybe he probably will.
It's actually interesting because I talked about in the draft how different they build up certain heroes. It's the same with Razor. Like Razor Plasma Field on the first level is very uncommon. Usually you see the Static Link. As well as in the mid, we have the Brewmaster actually going for the Drunken Haze as the first point, and now the second Drunken Brawler. Usually you see the other way around. And I'm actually looking forward if he's gonna change that, if the second point is also gonna go in the Drunken Haze. The downside is, of course, it costs mana, and the upside would be, of course, it's movement slow as well. On the other hand, you have, of course, the Drunken Brawler, which gives you passively more evasion, which is maybe better against the Exort Invoker. But let's see how this goes. So far, it's quite passive. We don't see any gank attempt, but then again, Enchantress also didn't find the right creeps. She got here a Troll Summoner, which is super low HP, and let's see if that's enough. It might actually be dead before they get an Ensnare off, and I think if they go for something, they have to go for the Viper. Also very dangerous now. The Treant just got double damage. That means there's like 170 damage coming out.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, this smoke's actually not the smoke. The Troll's about to die here very, very soon. So this smoke feels pretty wasted so far. The Wildcat by himself not going to do a whole lot. But oh, never mind. He actually always going to find it though. Barely getting the net off before the creep dies. And well, that's a lot of damage coming forward, and that's going to be your first blood. And
yep. That is exactly the setup they needed. I mean, there was Corrosive Skin already coming out by the Viper, but the Static Link soaking up so much damage. 35 damage stolen, so he's hitting for almost 100, but now the Enchantress is not in trouble. I mean, she has no point in Untouchable, but she has the Nature's Attendance, and the Treant Protector is still level 1. He needs the Leech Seed to make anything happen here, and yeah, he needs the level 2 desperately.
Yeah, and well, this is the problem with Lich, is it's really easily punished with aggression because you tend to either dual lane it, or even if you bring it down to the lane you're in, it doesn't add that much. It's just a slow and a nuke, and that's about it pretty much. Like, it doesn't bring a whole lot. And Treant, I mean, has living armor, but the same can pretty much be said for him. You can slow down one hero, but you can't slow down all three of the ones going for the hero that's getting gone upon, unfortunately. So could be a bit of a tough lane going forward for Infused.
And so far it's pretty interesting. Now the Bloodseeker is under attack. There's the Frostblast coming out, but he instantly silenced the Timbersaw. The Timbersaw anyway, just having, I don't know, mana enough for one Whirling Death, maybe one chain, like whatever he chooses to do. And yeah, Bloodseeker so far doing quite well. I mean, he's 8-1. The Timbersaw doing much better because, I don't know, the lane control without a support is of course very, very reduced. He needs someone who would stack that small camp, but even the small camp, the Lich was always coming there and just, yeah, first of all harassing him, and second of all interrupting either the pull or pulling the creep wave instead of like making that turn around the tier 1 tower. So lane control, that's the downside of course of having a solo Bloodseeker. In the mid, it's actually quite interesting. Now the Invoker getting some harass damage out on the Brewmaster, but he has a bottle with still 2 charges and he's spamming that Drunken Haze. It's, yeah, it's that Invoker. Right click wise, he won't be happy.
Yep, and yeah, pretty much other than bottom lane, the other 2 lanes going the way of Infused. Is Bloodseeker not having the most fun time against this dual lane, fortunately for him. So yeah, Lich only has the 1 point in Frost Blast.
Oh,
yeah,
we have
Frost
another
Blast.
go here, another nice Ensnare, and this Viper is so dead. Look at the damage stolen, 70 damage stolen, and
he might
this
get
might
another
be
one here.
enough for the Treant.
Oh.
One more hit or maybe 2 would have been required, but they say like, nah, 2 kills is absolutely enough. So Viper on the safe lane here, going the second time down. The Razor just popping himself and pretty much back to the normal business. Even with the nice damage stolen from Viper, he can even right click better. I mean,
Yeah,
farm better.
Infused has to be pretty frustrated, and Uebelst pretty damn happy that this Enchantress has found 2 Dark Troll Summoners this early in the game. Like, the first kill, it's easy. It's not easy to say whether they would have happened or not with a different creep, but having the Ensnare for a guaranteed disable in a lane where you don't have an actual stun or ensnare or anything like that between the 3 actual heroes, finding those creeps has been very, very important for them. So and they've utilized them as well. So
Yeah.
they've turned the luck into kills as well. But they're
Now
not
we
done
just
yet.
had, by the way, the perfect example of the vision, and oh my god, I think they want to go on the Viper again. Nature's attendants are coming out, so there's a lot of heal, but the Viper damage is a lot. The question is, yeah, Enchantress is going down first, but the Viper the third time going down, and now Train Protector, he has no point in Nature's Skies, so all he can do is like stand still, maybe deal some damage on the Razor. In the end, both are going down, and they only sacrificed that Enchantress for it. Absolutely worth it. And before that, we saw the best example of this global presence with the Bloodseeker, because the Ancient Apparition went first in just to interrupt the Clarity. And now, oh my god, they want to go for the Train Protector. What an awful TP there, and he's getting pretty much all his damage stolen. But the Viper is coming there at the same time. 1 point in poison tag should be enough to slow down the Ancient Apparition, because he has only brown boots. But it's not enough. Now he has to go back, and the Razor actually coming in, but nah, he won't be able to do any decent amount of damage. So nobody's dying here, but it was dangerous what Tree did there. Without the Viper, he would have been dead.
Yep, certainly. And yeah, the AA actually has 10 more move speed than the Viper does with brown boots on each of them. So no real way to catch him even with the poison attack slow there, unfortunately for him. So gonna want to get those upgraded boots as soon as possible, because this Razor's got phase. So gonna be hard to get away from this guy when he's draining your damage with the start that he's had. So that's gonna suck. Oh, mid lane, Invoker.
Oh, Invoker here, absolutely under attack. The Frostblast was already early out, and this double damage on the Brewmaster. Now they're in pursuit, and there is another Frostblast to slow him, but there's the second slow coming out by the Drunken Haze, and the Thunderclap is enough. 1, 2, 3, there we go. Invoker is dead, but at the same time, Ancient Aberration is getting the kill on the Lich, who he dove a bit too deep there, and now the Razor actually in pursuit of the Pandaren, stealing all the damage. This is level 3. Oh my god, now the only thing he needs is right clicks, but he won't get them in because Tree is there to the rescue, and at the same time, oh my god, like pretty much on 3 spots here. I was Blue Master? What am I saying? The Bloodseeker. Like the mix between Brewmaster and Bloodseeker is the Blue Master. Anyway, Bloodseeker is getting the kill here. This was, I think the ultimate wasn't even used. Yeah, they didn't use the ultimate. That was just the Centaur stun, the silence of the Bloodseeker, so he couldn't chain away. Like beautifully done. 2-6, 8 minutes mark soon.
Yep. And just like that viewer predicted, I mean, the early game for Uebelst, I mean, they have 2 supports who can move around a little bit, find some kills, whereas Infused just kind of has to like sit back and get through this as best they can with their Lich and their Tree, and hope that their mid-game strength makes up for it, just the natural strength of the heroes. But would have liked to do a little bit better than this, I would imagine. That bottom lane is just so hard to play against right now.
Yep, absolutely. Some viewer asked, is this best of 1, best of 3? It's a 2-game series, so it can be 2-0 for either team or 1-1, and they will gain points, which they gather pretty much in their groups, and that pretty much makes up for the standings in the JDL League. So just for the clarification there, because out of the gigabyte into JDL, so some people got confused. No best of 1s, but now a new ward here is planted behind the tower, and they want to go aggressive. There is the ultimate on the Viper, already taking a lot of damage, and if he doesn't move, there is the Cold Feet definitely proccing, but the Tree wants to go aggressive on the Ancient Apparition. He's getting really low. 1 right click, the range creep actually doing all the work. There's another Sunstrike on the Lich, but he already died before, and the Razor cleaned up that poor Tree. But Panda is like, no, my mates, I'm coming in. But the problem is now, oh my god, he got the Razor slowed, and now he's even empowered with the silence, but he has to use his ultimate sooner or later. The question is, does he use it? He's first slowing him, but he's getting slowed as well because of this awesome ability, the unstable current, and in the end he has to stop the pursuit. The Timbersaw actually got the kill on the Bloodseeker in the background. I need split cam. I definitely need it, especially for these teams. They fight on different lanes and different spots. The fights are spreading out. I need 2 or 3 more cameramans.
Yeah, these supports are moving all over the place for Uebelst, trying to take full advantage of that. But Enchantress trying to do a little bit of pressure on this top tower as well at the same time. Not going to find much of anything. And I think even trades for Infused, like, that was, let me think, it was a 2, it might have been a 3 for 2, but even that's not that bad for them. I mean, like I said, they're just trying to get through this. So if they could get some turnaround kills, killing the Bloodseeker is certainly a nice little treat for them. They would have loved to kill that Razor with the streak he probably has at this point. What is he at now?
Well, the Razor's at
4 kills, yeah.
Yeah, 4 kills, 3.9 net worth. And that's the important part. I mean, out of those fights, regardless how they go, like in the ratio, like if they're 3 for 1, 3 for 2, whatsoever, the fact is the Razor remains alive. He's the one who's getting the farm, and this is the dangerous part about it.
Yep, and well, they just need to get this Blink Dagger on Brewmaster. He has his level 6, but like you said, unable to find a good time to pop his ultimate there, unfortunately for him. But 1k in the bank, has to find that other 1k and then get that Blink going, and they can actually start taking some fights here, which is they really need to badly do. They need to grip up and take some fights as soon as possible.
Yep.
Uebelst, like I said, has better late game.
The Razor going super aggressive, but this is a bit too aggressive. Now there's the ultimate up on the Timber, so he can't move away, so the damage will come, but oh, the Ice Blast is gonna fly and kill him. Unfortunately, it's not healing. Oh my god, the Sunstrike actually. The Viper, is he in shatter range? Yes, he's gonna shatter, but the Razor is going down as well. Well, this was actually a nice rotation from back, a 3 for 3, but you saw the global presence, Sunstrike being involved there, as well as the Ice Blast. I mean, it was a bit, let's say, a brave dive. I mean, there was no creep wave behind him, and he just went under the tier 2 tower. The Whirling Death brought him, I mean the Razor now, like below 50% already when he started like the static link. And also, very unfortunate, the Bloodseeker just got his ultimate off slightly in the cast animation of the Timber chain. If he gotten it earlier off, then Timber would have gotten like all the distance damage of the entire Timber chain. So timing was pretty much everything, but still a free trade. It's okay.
That was actually, for Brewmaster, I was talking about how he had 1k gold to go towards Blink. After that fight, he has it, because he got the Razor kill and something else on top of it.
Oh, and there's a nice overgrowth here. It just hits Razor. His static link actually getting interrupted, but there is the ultimate, and it's gonna bounce.
Nope. Are you kidding me? Why'd it go that way? Oh, that really sucks for them. If that had stayed between Invoker and Razor, that would have been even better for them, but gets a bit unlucky with the Chain Frost bounce.
Yep, absolutely. This is
let's see. You're trying to chase on this Timber Saw and doing a pretty damn good job of it. Not a whole lot he can do with the silence on him, and he gets run into a corner. But Blink, clap. Is any more follow-up though? Gonna get some crits off. Maybe he needs another crit here. Not gonna find it.
It's really unfortunate. He needed that crit badly. It would have been enough.
Yep, and well, so far the Timber Saw. I mean, not the Timber Saw. Sorry, the Brewmaster. Not the one being silenced by the Bloodseeker the most, it seems, so Timber Saw really taking the hit there, and Tyrox finding kills with the ultimate, so he's doing his job so far, but they need to find some towers as well here before it gets to more of a mid-late game phase, but they got some time to do it still. He's level 11 now on the Brewmaster as well, so that's quite a good sign for him.
Well, the biggest problem at the moment is they have to commit to the towers, because, I mean, they already did something nice in the mid. Oh, there's actually Ice Blast flying. It's gonna hit on 2, but there's no follow-up whatsoever, but yeah, the towers are getting actually a problem, because this tower is getting healed up step by step, and yeah, you have to commit, otherwise this tower is gonna end up full HP. But it doesn't look like Uebelst is too much interested in it. They already got one tier 1 tower in the bottom lane, and the other twos, yeah, I guess they're gonna be healed up.
Yep, and yeah, losing that tier 1 bottom actually, I mean, with a Trey on your team, really, that hurts actually quite a bit, and it's a pretty important one too. Pretty much the jungle controlling tower for them, so not one they would like to lose, but well, it's been unfortunate. The way that lane started bottom, kind of hard to avoid it for the most part, so only losing one with how it started. They can't be too terribly upset, but oh, Blink. Clap's a little bit delayed, just gonna go kill some Fort Spirits instead, I guess.
And to be honest, this Brewmaster is gonna be so hard to kill in the future, because, I mean, with all this mischance on him, plus the Frost Armor, maybe even the Living Armor, this is quite sick. Now, talking about Living Armor, it was already on the top tower, but now Razor's actually chewing through it, as well as a Tornado being here channeled, like doing quite some nice harass damage on the heroes, but then again, the heroes are high level enough that the Tornado is not really effective anymore. The Tornado is super good in the early game if you get it, for example, casted in the mid, but like now at this stage, it's like some tiny harass damage. It's almost fully negated by climbing armor, etc.
Well, Viper just TP's home at full health. Was too scared of an AA to fight him, but in top lane, lots of pressure on this tower, like you said, so, well, they don't really seem to be in any position to do anything, unfortunately, and, well, they're just going to let that go. Brewmaster kind of required for these fights. He didn't have the mana for his ult and wasn't even up there, so they kind of just had to let that one go, and that, I mean, that sucks. I mean, you really don't want to lose any towers if you have a tree on your team.
Yep,
at least not tier 1s.
Now Brewmaster actually finding himself out of mana here in the mid, getting quite some Cold Snap harass damage, and Invoker is trying again to get some damage here, some pressure on the tier 1 tower. Sooner or later, I guess Uebelst is going to decide to rotate in that mid, but I think Infused would be ready for it. I think they don't want to lose the tier 1 tower, because so far Uebelst, I mean, this tier 1 tower is really crucial, like from a map strategic or map positioning point of view, because if they want to go for Roshan, there's an Ice Blast flying, not hitting anything, and yeah, finishing my thought. The problem is, this tier 1 tower is a teleportation platform for Infused to come back for a Roshan contest, for example, or anything like that. Just getting fast back in the fights after rebuy, etc. Oh, the Brewmaster actually going here, but the Cold Snap, no, it's not preventing him from getting the ultimate up, but instant Ghost Walk. Now the question is he going for something? Yes, he decides to go for the AA. The Chakram actually off, but the Timbersaw being there. The Whirling Death, I think, no, the Whirling Death was also off target as well as the Chain. So the AA actually making it out, and the Brewmaster still in pursuit. In the meantime, the Viper got the damage, but oh my god, this Brewmaster not enough.
Way too deep.
Oh my god, way too deep. There is the Ice Blast and getting him. Sunstrike would have also made sure, but there's a lot more going on here at the moment. The Viper cleaning up the Enchantress. Oh well, someone died before there as well. Yeah, Platzike got the Lich, who also dove under the tower, and now they're free. They're some, I don't know, some sort of surrounded, I'd say. Maybe they even want to go for it, but no. The Invoker, no, he has nothing useful really invoked. Now he's actually changing into Forge Spirits and Sunstrike. So, but still, they might actually have now what it takes to get the tower, but there is Overgrowth, potential Overgrowth, and the problem is the Timbersaw, well, he's using Chakram now ranged. He didn't want to go in there with Whirling Death out of invisibility. So this
they have
tower
no mana on Timbersaw, and
down.
Brewmaster has no ult. There's no way they can do anything about this, and this Timbersaw, even when he wasn't silenced, it just seems like, I mean, he has full levels in most of his spells. Like, he has level 4 Chain and Whirling Death, but just really not accomplishing anything in that fight, it felt like. And
look
it's not
at
going to
it.
get much easier.
I've been talking about that the tier 1 was like really the crucial part, separating Uebelst from the Aegis pretty much. And now the only one who's standing in the way is Roshan himself. And he's actually going pretty fast down because we have on who got actually the medallion?
Enchantress picked it up.
Ah yeah, Enchantress got it. So this is perfect. With the reduced armor, Roshan is going down, as well as of course Untouchable. This Roshan barely gets like 3 hits off. And now they're coming in to actually contest, but the Razor going aggressive. But he already has been slowed, but now there's even more slow, as well as the Bloodseeker
Poor
ultimate.
Razor. Yeah, that poor
Just can't
Viper.
move away.
Poor guy. That, not a whole lot you can do there, but that's the problem with the hero. Like, we casted that Blink Viper game the other day, and I bet he wishes he had a Blink now, but...
Yeah, pretty much.
He's just so damn slow, and what boots did he go for? He went for Treads, and you pointed this out yesterday. I mean, it's just... You're so damn slow on this hero if you don't go for phase. And
yeah, Viper is one of the slowest agility heroes in the game, and that's why I don't understand. Oh, we actually have
Blink
opening
Clap on 3, ultimate, and actually almost barely didn't get that off, but let's see where the Boulder Toss does go. Looks like he's going to try and get the AA first here, and well, Timbersaw coming in, still not finding anything with any of his spells. He's completely ineffective. Fire Pan is already dead, so the damage potential not too great. Actually, Lich does go down first here. Brewmaster does finally find a kill. Ult's about to run out, though, for him. Does have enough for a Blink Clap if he can find a hero. If he can kill this Invoker, that'd be huge. Aegis does go down. Can you find a Blink Clap on anybody? Maybe on that Razor if he wants to go for that kill. There's the clap and the right click, so nice kill for him. But Invoker's dominating. Ultra kill for Invoker.
Yep, so, but now it's Brewmaster versus Invoker pretty much, and the Brewmaster has the problem he's absolutely out of mana. So Invoker and Enchantress, well, Enchantress also maybe one impetus left there, so Brewmaster is taking the upper route here just to escape those. In the end, it's 11:20 at the 19-minute mark. This tier 2 is going down. Definitely a better fight for Uebelst. Of course, having the Aegis there on their side, the Invoker. But now they fight against backdoor protection and they don't get it down. That's the funny part. They wanted to commit, and now there is like the escape smoke coming out. They just want to go away, and it's not looking good for Infused. And putting the whole thing in numbers, look at it. Experience-wise, 7,500 at the moment for Uebelst, and when you look at gold, over 10k. And this is, I mean, this is Roshan, and 3 towers down, and the 4th one almost died. And I've been talking about it in the draft. In a lineup where you have Lich and Treant Protector, you should not lose the towers. You have to rotate, you have to protect them with both of them, and it should be successful. Because, I mean, if you have those 2 heroes and you lose the towers, then there would have been much better picks in the draft, in my opinion, to go for.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And, well, as far as that last fight goes, the Aegis obviously helping turn it one way, but these are the fights that Infused are supposed to be winning easily with their team fight ultimates. But, well, it turns out that Uebelst can make it through that first cycle of the fight pretty well for the most part. So And the only like constant fighting hero with like decently low cooldowns on Infused is the Timbersaw. But without his Bloodstone, or looks like he's actually taking a detour for a Uebelst because he's just not having such a good time. He's gonna take a sidetrack for that, but
I
he
think
just
the
doesn't.
Bloodseeker. Look, he's gonna get visitors. Two
Yep.
exactly, and the Brewmaster. Yep, he finds the slow. Oh,
Yep, and Rupture will go down, but that's not gonna stop Tyrox. But they have no stuns. He just leaves.
yep, no stuns. He could have used his ultimate, but then the animation of the ultimate is very long. So by the time you see someone already channeling the the TP, you won't get your ultimate and the toss off because the toss itself. Oh my god! And they go for it. He didn't go out, so the Blink
Yes,
Dagger now.
he's ultimate.
Yeah, there's the ultimate.
Oh, it still drains on the Earth Panda, even though the ultimate's popped. I didn't actually know that, but gonna maybe get a cold feet on the Timbersaw. Not quite gonna happen. Timbersaw chaining through, finds the Chakram, getting full raise is pretty nice, and they're holding their tier 2 tower bottom just for a little bit longer, but Invoker's made his way top. He's the real damage here. Can he actually find this Timbersaw kill? Sunstrike will miss, just barely. Living armor, probably not enough to keep him alive. He's tried to use his TP already, so he's got no
This
way out of
Timber
this.
can't do anything. Look at him. He's just slow because he's directly on an Ice Vortex. So in the end, the Timber's still alive, but the Panda died actually to an Ice Blast there, and now Timber, yep, he's going down, and that is a double kill for the Bloodseeker.
Yep, that reactive armor, living armor combination kept him alive for way longer than it felt like it should have. But eventually the Timbersaw does go down, and well, these little like split up fights are just not infused strength. I mean, they don't want to pop the Brewmaster ultimate casually for kills. I mean, they do get the razor, but it's just not worth it at the end of the day.
Yep.
It means
Oh,
they
but
can't fight for a
Enchantress.
while.
This is some sort of overextension here, but oh my god, the Viper, he didn't use. Oh my god, Viper. Now she has to TP out. The question is there enough damage? Oh my god, I think that was kinda. There were two misplays actually coming out. First of all, Enchantress not attacking from far away with the impetus, even though he had the vision. He used the medallion, and after the medallion use, he auto-attacked some other creep. Plus, the Viper actually, when he was chasing the Enchantress, he didn't use poison attack there. That was a huge mistake. So, like, that Enchantress would have been able to kite the, the Viper away.
Yep. But, well, they clean up the kill, or did I say they don't clean up that kill, they clean up that area, I guess, and then they take the tower for themselves, so, well, the tower lead's pretty significant, Infused on the back foot here, and like we said, the late game, especially with how good of a start this Invoker's had, I feel with the Necro 3 already up, it's pretty much well in hand for them, so
Yep.
gonna take some really beast fights for Infused to get this back.
There's actually quite some core items already coming out, like the AA having like a amazing Paradise farm, like really supports in Paradise. He has the Arcanum Scepter done. Oh my god, but here we actually might see it in action already as Pandaren opens on the Razor, but now, oh, Viper Strike as well, but everybody's slowed, and as soon as they see the AA, they're not committing for it, because they know they must be somewhere. But Panda going aggressive again, but this time he doesn't find the Thunderclap. Oh, Enchantress, there's a lot of burst damage coming her way. So is she going down? At the moment it doesn't look like it, but the Dream Protector will make sure of it. Now hell is breaking loose, and let's see, Brewmaster is silenced, but now is he gonna use the ultimate or is he gonna save it? Nice Thunderclap from above pretty much. So high ground to low ground. Ancient Apparition, well, he finds Invisibility Rune. Maybe he's gonna be able to snatch something. No, the Brewmaster actually TPing back. This was a horrible trade. I mean, they traded 3 for 1 plus, okay, Uebelst making up for something at least there, because they get the tower top.
Yeah,
No?
the Invoker's a ton of their damage. If he doesn't come to a fight, it will tend to go that way for them, because Infused has they're really far behind, don't get me wrong, but just the ultimates they have allows them to get back into a fight pretty damn easily. And well, Brewmaster, well, a little bit aggressive there from AA, but they still have no stuns.
Oh yeah, and the mini stun. Oh my god, the mini stun on the Lich. Yep, we saw that actually before. And wait, you know what? Like many viewers, I had that, I don't know, like a month ago. In a Lifestealer versus Lich game, the rest of the draft doesn't really matter, and people were like, "Oh yeah, just rage TP out." I'm like, no, guys. Like the Lich interrupts even through Magic Immunity, and many people didn't know that. So the Lich ultimate is one of the best TP's interrupters. It doesn't care about anything. The mini stun is coming out whatsoever. But now there's the ultimate out, but he misses his silence. So now Brewmaster turning around, but this will be a deep dive if they gonna go for it. In the Brewlings, look at them. They are vanishing already. The fire one is already down. Now the wind one is just going this way, and yeah, he's saving Earth. So he's gonna spawn here in a couple of seconds. They were still pursuing it, just for shit and giggles, I guess. But yeah, Brewmaster being here absolutely unharmed.
Completely wasted ult. I mean, don't get anything out of that. So this gives them a really nice window to push middle, and Evoker's actually here this time as well. So this fight should almost certainly go their way if they do decide to take it. These Necro 3 creeps, you pointed out earlier that they don't really have a great way to deal with these at all, and, well, they do actually die, so he's got actually 50 seconds before the back off cooldown, so, well, might be a bit easier than I anticipated to defend this tower.
Did you just see that? Did you just see that? I heard it. I just heard it. But the Dream Protector using his Overgrowth. So Fat Finger is striking again. This is really bad. I mean, they're chewing on your tier 2, and you just accidentally use Overgrowth. Overgrowth as such here, level 2, has, well, a 70 seconds cooldown, but it's still something you just want to have just in case. Like, if they dive a tower, you hold them there in place, and now we look at a 40 seconds cooldown. The tier 2 tower is down. This is something that should not happen. So Infused, I don't know, nervous, maybe, under pressure.
Yeah, their lineup just, I mean, they're forced to play a very particular way, and there's really no flexibility to it, and their lanes are really hard to deal with, and yeah, it comes back to the support picks. It just forced them to play this way, and they're not handling it particularly well, and I mean, even just...
Oh, they want to find something. This is a 5-man smoke, and Enchantress is the poor bastard who's gonna be found. Like, he will definitely die, and between his creeps it's gonna even bounce. Oh my god. Worst position for a creep to be, but in some way it was kinda good, because it could have been the Invoker there, and that would have been a really crucial kill, so this way it's just the Enchantress and Invoker. He has BOT, so he can just get out of there. Maybe he can even snatch a kill. They want to just go for the tier 2, tier 1. Look at this. They don't care about creeps. Who cares about creeps? They just want to go. This is the British style of Dota. I've never seen this one before. They just commit, but they get the Ice Blast in their face, and this is quite a problem already. Like, this tower is probably going down. Uebelst? No, doesn't look like they want to defend it.
Yeah, it's not the biggest deal. I mean, it's tier 1 offlane tower. I mean,
well,
how much do you really care about that in their position? But
that's free gold for them, though.
Yeah. Oh, well, I mean, they're finding farm in other lanes, so it's not like they're coming out of this with nothing. Razor just finished his Aghanim Scepter as well, so... Well, they'll be content with that for now. And the next Roshan is actually up, so they have the Ice Vortex in there, so they know what's up, so they're going to go for this right now with that medallion. Yep, bunch of heroes heading that way, so Roshan the target for Uebelst.
Yep. I guess that was the right decision, not going into a fight, like waiting for the nice Roshan timing. They knew it's gonna be up. Infused theoretically should also know that Roshan should be somewhere around this time, but I don't think they have any means of like contesting it. And also looking at items and core items coming out, like Aghanim Scepter game it is. So we already talked about the AA Aghanim Scepter. Razor just finished his, and the Brewmaster has his already for quite a while. Like, we don't see anything else. You already mentioned the Necro 3. I don't know, nothing else is coming out. The next one with Aghanim Scepter is gonna be the Enchantress finishing it. I mean, at the moment, the Casual Orca Club, nothing in the stash but 1,300 gold, so she is, yeah, 700 gold pretty much short of her Aghanim Scepter. And then we have 4 Aghanim Scepters on the pitch.
Yeah, Viper's pretty close to his as well, so even one more on top of that, and he's got his in about 300 gold, so...
Oh, but now they're in the wrong position. They tried to ward here, and AA has to pay for it, even though, oh my god. This Ancient Apparition Ice Blast would have killed him, but he uses the ultimate, and this is gonna buy the time. And now the Enchantress in pursuit, but the Timbersaw are actually getting the Bloodseeker ultimate there, so it actually buys them some time. Enchantress getting out so far, and now they want to turn this around. They know the Brewmaster ultimate is gonna be there, and he's spawning there with so low HP. Thunderclap is the last thing he's gonna do in this world. The Timbersaw already being silenced, but they want to take the tree first. One more right click, and now do they go for maybe even more? There is a Sunstrike, but the Sunstrike is slightly ahead, but they want more. He has... No, they don't want more. Maybe they want to rotate mid now. The Blinks are coming out. I mean, his ultimate is still up for, well, quite a bit. He could actually go for a couple hits, at least on the tower. No, the tower...
I mean, they have Aegis, and this Brewmaster has no ulti and is down for 30 seconds. There's really no reason not to just try and take this tower with the 4 spirits.
The timing is unfortunate though, because the ultimate was just running out now, so, but he's going for the tower. Oh, this Ice Blast is coming from pretty much downtown, as Icy would say, and there's a new ultimate on the Timber. He's using his Yules just to mitigate some damage, but they're not following it up. Well, actually, the Enchantress now using his Impetus, but one more Impetus. No, she doesn't cast it. That is really too bad, but Razor is there.
Well, he's going to actually find a lot more damage here as well. Meteor rolling through, and, well, that makes that Viper pretty dead. Razor does have the Aegis, doesn't care that much about that, and with those heroes down, they can probably go ahead and take this Rax. Tyrok's going to try and come in and make a difference on the Brewmaster. Ult's up in 3 seconds, so It's do or die, but he comes in now, can actually defend this Rax. He's got the ultimate here, but he gets silenced, so not quite ready to go yet. Chain Frost coming through, hitting creeps in the most part right now, but oh my god, you see me with these bounces sometimes.
The most unlucky bounces on the planet, I have to say.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate. That's the second time it's been just truly unlucky. And they get the melee Rax, so that's what they truly wanted.
Yep.
Necrothief's back up though, maybe just trying to kill Tyrox here, but he still has his ultimate ready to go, so...
They don't want more. Very disciplined, to be honest. They got the range tracks and some creeps taking care of the Brewmaster's mana and everything. So there's actually a Sunstrike. Oh, perfect! I was there. I was smelling it. My camera was already on that poor Lich. But yeah, this is exactly what I say. And it's actually too bad because I have the fog disabled for both teams. Like, I should sometimes actually swap with the fog of war settings, so the viewers actually can get an idea of like that everything is visible to that invoker. So all he has to do is like stand still, take aim, and shoot.
Yeah, pretty much. And well, after all that, so one Rax down, XP lead over 15k, gold lead over 20k right now for Uebelst. They have the superior late game lineup, they have the superior gold lead. They're in complete control of this game, pretty much just through and through.
Yep, like it requires a small miracle here to actually turn this around, but never say never. I've seen turnarounds on a like much, I don't know, lesser crowns. I've seen 25k gold advantages already turning around and losing the game, so never say never when it comes to this. But yeah, everything is pointing out towards Uebelst at the moment, and there's also now so much harass coming out by this Ancient Apparition, who is, it's too bad, he's level 14, he could have been already level 16, but the problem is he's one of those heroes who dies very early in the fight. Also Brewmaster, one of those who's focusing the AA for a good reason, because like 2 Ice Blasts in a fight, that would have been horrible. Like so far the fights were pretty long and going like all over in every direction, so yeah. If the AA survives, it's quite possible that he gets 2 blasts over now. Oh my god, there's a static link on the Brewmaster. He's gonna lose a lot of damage, but what he doesn't know is, yeah, he's gonna lose all his damage, but now he has to use the ultimate pretty much to escape. I think they can kill the Brewlings, and he has to run pretty soon. Oh, the Timber's coming there just to strengthen their ranks a bit, but still. Now the rest of the team is coming, but there's the Ice Wall, and Timber's actually gonna land directly on top of it. 224 damage total on the Razor. Unfortunately, it's fading now, so yeah, not enough damage on the Timber by the Razor, but Enchantress to the rescue. Now, oh my god, another Yule Scepter just to set it up, and this time he's gonna start stealing, but the Lich ultimate is bouncing forth and back now. Does he have more luck with the bounces so far? It's nice. And back to the Enchantress. So Enchantress getting the Viper Strike. Nature Attendance is still ticking. The Brewmaster with the next Thunderclap. That might probably be enough. Untouchable keeping him alive. The Nature Attendant still healing. One more hit. Maybe a crit. Come on. No, and still untouchable. But 3 seconds to the Thunderclap. Just a matter of time if he actually manages to. Oh, but he's losing him. The Jukes. Them Jukes. At the same time, the Dream Protector is pretty much dead. This Bloodseeker, there we go, he gets the kill. And the Brewmaster, he finds himself not finding anything. And look at this.
Yeah,
the
this is
Bloodseeker in
the
pursuit.
Man. Nice crit, but can he actually finish this kill off?
No, he has to change his PTs to int. Then he can actually use the ultimate. But I don't think he even needs it. There's the Sunstrike. There we go. Viper is just coming along, saying hello with Viper Strike, but also low mana, low HP, and if he changes to int, what she did now, he can pursue that Viper, and there comes the ultimate. Look at it, easy go, and now it's just, yeah, it's like a, I don't know, a target dummy practicing how much right click you have. Poor Viper.
Yeah, and yeah, Bloodseeker just making these fights, and basically with the Silencer just never coming to the fight with a full kit against this Bloodseeker, and it's showing the Timbersaw's just really done nothing in this game. I don't know. They picked him with the 3rd pick, which is really early for a Timbersaw. I mean, it gives you a chance to not take any strength heroes, which he's particularly good against. And he's had next to no impact. Finishes a Bloodstone finally at 34 minutes. Did take a sidetrack for the Yules, but I mean, this build, I don't know. He needs a Blink Dagger really badly as well, because he's just forced to Timber Chain in, then he misses damage because he's used to use that for mobility. I don't know. He needs to get a Blink Dagger to have any impact. Even when he gets that, I just don't know if he'll actually be able to do anything.
Yeah, but even with this advantage on Uebelst's side, like, our British friends here, they're not surrendering. I mean, of course, they're not French. So, yep, it's 20:35. We are at the 35-minute mark, pretty much, and Uebelst, they just need one full-out push, and that's pretty much it. And look at this global combination. Ice Blast hitting on the Lich, and with the Sunstrike, they just finish him off. He's in shatter range. Easy peasy.
Yep,
It's
and
they
yeah.
don't even need to be there and get kills. It's hilarious. But now, oh, they open on the AA, and this AA, oh, he's so dead. There's so much burst damage coming on him. Well, actually, he still gets his Ice Blast off, but the Brewmaster won't care. Well, actually, he will care now that he's silenced, because no ultimate for you. There's also a nice Deafening Blast hitting both, so the Timbersaw is dying as well, and the Viper's losing pretty much all of the damage. The Overgrowth won't help, so Trine Protector, you're so down. There is a buyback on the Brewmaster, another Viper Strike here just to slow down the Enchantress. EMP, okay, it's not gonna hit anything, but okay, that's some harass damage. Well, actually, oh, it's quite some harass damage. Now the ultimate is coming out from the Brewmaster, and his Brewlings, they will be pretty much dead. I mean, he stunned the Razor once, but now he's just going down. Or are they going for the right clicks at the moment? Nope, they are running, and does it actually chain the... Oh my god, the poison damage. Yeah, it will be enough, and now the Brewmaster will be out of his ultimate, and the Invoker so far nicely kiting, but yep, the Timber Chain, the first one, didn't hit. Now the Chakram also, but the Whirling Death. And this is a godlike for the Timbersaw. And Enchantress is actually making it out alive. And, I mean, I think he got the... Yeah, he got the Viper kill. But still, this godlike going their way. How much was that? 1,255 gold. So, talking about comebacks.
Yeah, that gold is going to help him a lot. And they did spend the Brewmaster buyback for that, but kind of surprised me that that was the only buyback. I thought there was more than that, so... About the best fight that Infused could have hoped for there, grabbing that. And when that Brewmaster ult popped, there were already like 3 heroes down on his side, so I was a bit concerned that they would not be able to find anything with it. But, well, they proved me wrong even after they killed the Fire Panda almost instantly. So, nicely played by them to hold on to that rack switch a little bit longer at the least.
And this is a very, very bad timing. Also, AA's TP in here was very brave. But, like, yeah, if they might actually go for 2 towers... I actually thought maybe they have luck with Roshan, it's gonna be on a very low spawn timer, but now Enchantress, okay, she's slowed, Drunken Haze, Nature's Attendance is coming out, but yeah, they hardly can kill her because like of this untouchable, at least not the Brewmaster. Now Coldfeet actually proccing on the Brewmaster, and the Razor doing the rest of the damage. Oh my god, he was just about to cast his ultimate there, but too late. So overextension, they should have been happy with getting a godlike streak and 1 tower, and then just falling back and building up on more. Now the Timber... Nice, the Tornado actually still catching after the Yules failed, and another Timber Chain away on... Oh, I actually thought this Static Link is holding up, but now he's actually getting... Yep, he's still getting wrecked there. The EMP would have been the hit if it wasn't just about the right clicks before. Lish, that lucky bastard in an invisibility rune.
Yeah, the problem with Infused is that they just... Their towers, well, despite the fact how this game went, their team's pretty decent defending towers and keeping them alive, but they are absolute garbage at killing towers with their lineup. So they just call it GG. I mean,
yeah, the random GG coming out.
Yeah, without Brew, they can't defend this tower, and there's no way he's coming back.
They're still fighting, though. They want to get the Lish kill. Yeah, Enchantress gets the last kill of game number 1, guys. The whole thing is a game 2 series here in the JDL Division 2 Europe. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoyed the first cast. My name is Heflatv. Coming to me is Horatio, aka Kylie. Of course, if you like what we do here, then of course give us a follow. And on Facebook and Twitter, you always see what's coming up next. You will have some music and some ads, and then we will hop into game number 2, which will hopefully be a comeback for Infused. I mean, the draft was everything, like, in my opinion, it was very solid. But Uebelst just playing better, starting from the laning stage into mid and then late, of course. But Infused, I know they have it in them. They can, with a nice performance, beat Uebelst. And let's see, this is going to be a good game too.